Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be talking about the first time and the only time that I've ever ran away from home. Now currently it's fucking what? It's December 21st, second. I don't fucking know what it is. I think second. I don't know. Yeah, it's 22nd. Yeah, and this was back in like September. I believe it was like the 23rd actually, so it was like almost exactly 3 months ago. But yeah, let's get into it. So basically, what had happened was my parents went to Tennessee for the weekend to go to a birthday party of one of their friends, and I was at home with their other friend that they called that was there. He was watching me, and when we were there, I was like, I want to do something fun. So I was like, maybe I can like get the car and go pick up one of my friends and see if I can drive around with him. And so when he came home at around like 10 o'clock that night. Like I was just chilling at home. Like we had a Raider competition that Saturday, and I was just chilling at home, like waiting for him to hurry the fuck up and get home. He got home at like 10 o'clock. Then he was watching boxing on the damn HBO channel for like a good like a good hour or two. Yeah, and by the time he got off, it was about midnight, and he went up to go to bed. And I was like, "Did he leave the keys on here?" He didn't. And I was like, "Okay, let me go see if he has the keys upstairs." And like I figured if he didn't leave him downstairs, he probably had him in his room. So I was like, okay, this is for the record. Don't think I'm a dick, and I stole his car. This was like my family's car, so yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so I asked him for the keys, and then I was like, oh, I forgot my headphones in the car. Can I go? Can I go get it? And he's like, sure. Gave me the keys. And I waited outside for like an hour because I wanted to leave, but I was like, let me just make sure that if he decides to come outside to see why the fuck I haven't brought him his keys back yet, like that I'll still be here and it won't be a suspect. Um, so he didn't come out, and then I was texting my friend like, "Yo, we ready?" And he fell the fuck asleep. But I was like, "No, I already got these keys. I'm gonna fucking go." And for the record, I do have a permit, so I do know how to drive. I'm not a fucking little 11-year-old that I'm not that nigga from Boondocks that just stole his grandma's car and had no clue how to drive it. I know how to drive. Okay, I'm actually a good driver, and I drive better when my parents aren't in the car because they're fucking annoying, and they'd be like, "Kyle, fucking slow down." Like, Dad, the speed limit's 30. You're going 28. You're fucking gonna hit a fucking bird. I was like, okay. Yeah. Then so yeah. What was I talking about? Where was I? Yeah. So yeah, left and what he did, he when he parked, he doesn't put on the parking brake. I do, and I didn't pay attention to that. This motherfucker is a Marine for the record. Well, he's a corpsman, but means they work with the Marines. So they yeah, he noticed. Okay, he notices everything. His attention to detail is like level 9,000. He noticed the parking brake was on, and he doesn't leave it on, and I do. And he noticed that the fuel was lower, so he was like, "This motherfucker stole the car." So yes, so I left and came back like a little bit, and it was fucking crazy because I drove past a cop, but I forgot that a cop lives in my neighborhood, and like I thought the cop was going to me. I thought he called the cops or some shit, and I was like, I think this kid stole the car. I thought the cop was going to my house, so I drove back. So I was like, shit. But yeah, he wasn't even there for me. So I ended up leaving. Drove around for a little bit. I never told my dad this, but there was like a Mexican store down the street, and I only went there, and it was actually lit because I was driving like really fast, but at the same time I was like looking out for these damn whore ass cops because there's a bunch of little shady ass back roads where they could be hiding, and if I get pulled over, I was like, I'm gonna lose my permit, I'm gonna go the fuck to jail, so I was like trying to drive fast, but not that fast, and because I didn't even think we had enough fuel to go on a police chase, so. Yeah, I barely drove anywhere. I drove to the fucking Mexican store and drove back. Then when I got back, I snuck inside very quietly like a badass. I went to bed. Woke up the next day, and he came down at like 9 o'clock in the morning. He was like, oh, where'd you go last night? And I was like, nowhere, just around the neighborhood. Because if I never told them I went on actual roads, and they never knew that part. Then left can't. Then he just looked at me with like a face of disgust and left, and I was like, okay. I thought it was over. He didn't come back until like like 10 o'clock that night. But I was just chilling playing my PS4. Dad came back. He had no idea because my the guy he never told my dad over the phone. He told him when he got back, but he didn't. But by the time the guy who was watching me didn't get back until like 10 o'clock at night. But my dad got back at like 5. So my dad he was normal for like the whole day, and I thought I was good. And then I went to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night or 9. I think it was 9 actually, because I go to sleep early sometimes. And and he my and I woke up like an hour later. to the sound of, Kyle, get the fuck up here right now. Like, get your ass up here. I was like, oh no. And I was like, of course I knew that I got fucked, because I was like, there's not a lot that he would be that mad about. I mean, well, my dad's actually, he fucking freaks out over every little thing, so it's possible. But I mean, like, you could hear in his voice, he was a whole new level of pissed off. So I was like, ah, fuck. He came up. I came up, I mean, and he was like, "What the fuck did you do last night? How did you think he wasn't gonna tell us?" And I was like, I low-key did think he wasn't gonna tell him, because like, what the fuck does he get out of snitching on me? Like, he doesn't get anything, Like, and the shit's over. Like, the car wasn't crashed. I'm alive. No one died. I didn't fucking hit anybody or crash the car or do anything stupid, or yeah. So I actually did do something stupid by stealing the car, but I never like crashed it. So I was like, he probably wouldn't tell him, because like, I didn't do anything bad. Um, and yeah, so I came back, and what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about, Dad? I was like, let me see, maybe this. And he was like, you think I wasn't gonna find out you stole that car? I was like, ah, shit. Well, definitely he knows. But I was like, maybe there's a very small chance that he doesn't know that I I don't know. But yeah, anyway, he knew. So yeah, then he started like punching me and shit. And the way my house works is, there's three stores. There's the basement, which is basically, it's like self-sufficient. It's this entire own, like, a little apartment. There's a couch, TV, there's a bedroom, a bathroom, and a fridge, a sink. It's everything down there. And I was just chilling down there because I don't have to fuck with my family if I'm down there. And then he called me. I came up to the main floor. That's where the kitchen and the living room is. And I backed up into the kitchen trying to get away from my fucking Mike Tyson father, who's trying to beat the shit out of me. And I was like trying to back up, because like, I really, sometimes I would love to bash his skull with a hammer, or cause him some type of extreme pain. I would love to hurt him, but I'm not a very violent person. So, and I didn't have a hammer on me, so thank God, because I would have used it. But yeah, yeah. So I was like backing up into the kitchen, and then he literally he hit me so fucking hard I like fell, and then like, of course, in my head I'm thinking, knife, 2 o'clock. But like, of course, my dad, when I don't get mad very easily. Well, with my dad I do, but like, when I get mad, I'm homicidal. Like, I think, like, the first thought that comes to my head is like, I would love to kill this fucking person. Like, that goes for anybody, even like ROTC. Like, when my, well, not everybody, because like, this is one girl in ROTC who I low-key had a crush on. We're not gonna. That's a different story. But yeah, when she got mad, when she would yell at me, I would just be like, yeah, she's talking to me. But yeah, like, even my BC, like, one time, battalion commander, he yelled at me one time. He made me do push-ups for something. I don't know what the fuck it was for. And I was like, I could fucking cut his tire. I could cut his brakes, and he'd fucking die in a crash. Like, me and him are cool, but I just got pissed off. But yeah, like, so my first instinct when I get pissed off is homicidal, and I had to like think positive thoughts. I was thinking about joining the like, I was just thinking about, the fucking army. That's the only thing that keeps me sane. That's the only thing that keeps me from murdering people, is the army. It was like, like, if I don't, if I have murder on my record, I'm not going to college. I'm not joining the army. I'm not getting a good job. My life's gonna be shit. So I have to like think, not to kill people. Yes, who knew? Killing people's no bueno. But yeah, then sorry, I had to drink some water. Yeah, then. So yeah, I was fucking walking around. Then he was like, "Go get your PS4." Went down to the basement. At this point, I was like mad, but I wasn't that mad. I was just like, fucking, damn it, what did I do? And then I went downstairs, started unplugging my PS4 from the TV. And it's like, hurry the fuck up. And I was like, I'm getting it. I'm unplugging it. And then he came down the stairs. And this is a fat ass man coming down some steep, like, the stairs going into my basement are like really steep. And there's like 20 stairs. And he was like, you could hear the fucking stairs was like fucking, it was fast. Like, it was like ultra fast. And he came down, he just ripped my PS4 and just threw it at the ground. Now, side note, it did not break, because I'm playing on that same PS4 right now. The shell came off, like the little case came off, but all the vital components were completely intact. The only thing that fucked up was the DVD reader, so like I can't play GTA 5 anymore, and I ended up giving that to my friend. But it still works, and it yeah, the fucking PS4 worked fine. But I didn't know that at the time, because all I saw was he threw it and the case came off, so I assumed that meant the whole thing was shattered. So I was like, oh, you fucking piece of shit, you fucking, like, why the fuck would you do that? I was fucking unplugging it. Like, and I was cussing. I've never cussed at my dad until this point. and like I was really pissed off. Of course, I didn't have any weapons on me. My dad's fat, so it's not like I was gonna be able to just fucking. I can't like. I could punch him, but that probably wouldn't have worked. But he ended up hitting me, and then at this point, him hitting me repeatedly combined with him breaking my PS4, I like then we started like straight up fucking fighting. But I was like trying to like hit him, combined with trying to push him away, and then for a second, like for like 10 seconds, I was actually like on top, and I was like fucking. My tactic was I rammed my finger in his eyes like really hard. Um, I don't know what kind of tactic that was. Of course, if I could do that again, I would have. You can take somebody's eyes out if you go in the right place and like, and you can. I would have fucking taken his eye out of his head if I was thinking about it, but I wasn't. Thank God, lucky for him. But yeah, then he like fucking he pushed me into the wall, broke a gigantic hole in the wall. Um, did all this, and then he got up and then he's like, "Go get your computer." And my computer was on the top floor in my bedroom. Um, and then then I fucking punched the shit out of a mirror on the wall. It was like a gigantic, like 10 feet wide, like 3 feet tall. It was huge, and I punched the fuck out of it, and the entire thing shattered, and I felt like a badass. I actually still have a scar on my hand from where I did that. Voice crack. I still have a scar on my hand from punching that window, but I didn't feel it because I was like, yeah, it was adrenaline. Went upstairs and I got my computer and I was like, you know what? Why the fuck would I give this to him? He's just gonna break it. And I saw my little backpack and I just put the computer in there. At 10 o'clock in the night, put my shoes on and walked to my friend's house. He wasn't home, and then I had to walk to a different friend's house. And it was a 2 hour walk at 10 o'clock at night. By the time I got there, walking from my house to my first friend's house was an hour, and then 2 hours to the next friend's house. It was hell. But yeah, and then by the time I got there, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and he was like, "Kyle, why the fuck are you here?" Because like I didn't knock on his door because I was kind of scared, but like he was leaving at the same time. I was like, "Why the fuck are you here?" And I was like, "Ah, some things happened, and I couldn't go home." And he was like, "Okay, whatever. You can just come with us." And then his mom was like, "Yeah, you can stay with us tonight." And then again, the next day, we were just chilling, doing nothing really, just kind of watching some YouTube videos and shit. And I was like still pissed off about it, but like not that much. And I was kind of like, I don't want to live with my dad, to be honest. Like if I could find some place right now where I could go, and be happy. Like if a fucking cartel nigga from Mexico was like, hey, Kyle, you can come with us to Mexico. You don't have to live with your father anymore. I would be like, bet. Fine. Where do I go? Like I don't say like that's now. Like I would happily go. Actually, I don't know about that because yeah, but I mean, if I could live. If I could live somewhere else without my dad, I was thinking of like ways to not live with my dad, and of course my mom doesn't give a fuck about me, so that was my initial plan, but that didn't work. So for the next day, I was just kind of thinking about where the fuck am I gonna go, combined with just having a good day with my friend, and he was like, you can stay the night again, and this is on like Monday night, and then, but I had Raider practice at 8 o'clock the next morning, so I had to wake up at 6 and then walk 2 hours. Went to the Raider practice, and then by the time I finished that, I was like, I didn't want to go home yet, but I had to get some things because I smelled like shit. Well, I didn't. I smelled like body odor, and I had the same clothes that I'd been wearing for 2 days. So I smelled not like shit, but I smelled like body odor and really bad. So had to sneak into my house. My parents weren't home at the time, lucky me, but I had to sneak in, grab some things, and I noticed, like when I was reflecting, I noticed that I looked at my PS for like a good second before I left, and I noticed how all the vital components were still there, but so I plugged it in and it still worked, but then I just unplugged it, got a change of clothes and left. And then was helping out my teacher of ROTC, Sergeant Major. I was helping him out for like a while, and because I didn't know what the fuck to do, man, and he just ended up driving me home. Um, instead of letting me walk the hour. He probably knew I wouldn't have gone home, to be honest, so he's probably like, dude, you should just go home. But yeah, so he drove me home, and I just ended up like my dad was asleep when I got there, and I just went upstairs and started this is gonna sound really dirty, but it is what it sounds like. But I was playing with my fidget spinner because I did this commentary before, and I realized that fucking sounds kind of dirty. But no, I was actually playing with my like an actual fidget spinner, and 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 what the fuck? Okay, well, I ended up fucking. I told you I was recording this before. This is actually the video I was recording, and I fucked it up, so I had to restart. Anyway, though, yeah, this is the. I was actually too quiet, but yeah. Anyway, the fuck was I saying? I was saying some shit, but yeah. I was at my friend's house, came back. Yeah, and I went home. My dad was asleep, and I was playing with my fidget spinner, and I ended up dropping it. Like I was doing that for like 2 hours because I'd given him my phone. My computer, I could have gone on. I don't know why I didn't. Well, because my Wi-Fi is shit. Actually, that's why I didn't. Because my Wi-Fi is ass. And when I'm playing CS on my computer, I literally have to use my phone hotspot, and I didn't have my phone, so I was just playing with my fidget spinner, and I dropped it like a dumbass. And my dad was like, "Kyle, come down here." And I sat down on the couch, and he was like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi." I was like, "Welcome back." I was like, "Oh, hi, thanks." He was like, "Where were you?" I was like, "I was at, I said my friend's name. I was like, I was at his house." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, he pointed at his eye, and there was a whole scar there, and not a scar, it was like a bruise. He was like, "Oh, look, you beat your dad up good." And I was like, "Oh, lol." Um, and then he took a picture of me, sent it to my stepmom. Was like, "Look, he's back." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And then she gave me a whole speech, like when she came home. She was like, it was like, "I understand why you were like upset and why you left, but it's like if this happens again, just go out on a walk." I was like, "We understand if you want to go out on a walk." I was like, "No, I had to go to my friend's house because like I was really mad. I couldn't be." Dude, like I said, I was homicidal. If I was home for all that time, I don't know if I would have been able to not assassinate my dad in his sleep. Like, we have so many knives in our house, dude. We have knives like in the like a knife set, and then we have a spare knife set that's like in the thing with the forks. There's so many knives and weapons, and there's a knife downstairs too. There's too many weapons in the house for me to not like want to fucking kill him with. But yeah, then he was like, do this and that, and yeah, and then I ended up doing that. I never ran away again. I'm not going to. But yeah, and yeah, that was that. And I got grounded for like 2 weeks. But yeah, it was all Gucci. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content. Maybe more videos, maybe more stories, because I haven't done one in a while. But we'll see. Uh, yeah, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And thank you guys so much for watching the video. Until the next time.